So once
I'm a
Gunther
nerd.
wins, because Finn Balor can simply not participate anymore, and he tries to choke him out even more, which I was like, Gunther, I love you, but stop. That's when Priest comes out and he's like, So I don't know if he was really out there to defend his boy Fergie or if he was just out there to kick some ass in the go home show before SummerSlam. I don't know. Maybe it was a combination of both. But if we go historically off of how wrestling does things, the person who stands tall at the go home show does not win at the following pay-per-view.
Ooh,
So
Sarah.
if we
Sarah.
look at that,
Ooh,
at
right.
first you see Gunther winning and you're like, oh, okay, he's standing tall, right? Like, ooh, okay.
But
But
is
Damian
he?
comes out and just beats him and he's standing tall when Raw ends. So does that mean anything? Could that mean that Damian is not going to be a champion Saturday night? I don't know.
I will give my real 100% answer. I'll go 70%. No, I'll go 60. I won't go that crazy. But full 100% emotional answer on Thursday for that show. But right now, there is no way in hell you can't keep that title on Damian Priest. I know that promo was so great, and I'm obsessed currently with how he's transforming into that lovable champion and just a
I hate
good
it.
guy. I know you do, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need a belt anymore. It did its job. It did its job. We like Damian Priest. We want to see him on TV and at live shows. The job of the belt right now is to be strapped and locked on Gunther. That is all I will say for now.
Yeah.
So I can let you go crazy here
Well, and I
talking
know
about it.
people aren't going to listen to me anyway because he's literally sitting on the
How about
stream. But
Gunther? Do
um
you see me acknowledge you? I acknowledge my King General. All right.
so my thing is two things. One, I think that people are really trying to rewrite Damian Priest's title reign because I still do not think that it's been as great as people are trying to say it has been
Did its
over the
job.
past week. Over the past week, people are acting like this has been a phenomenal title run
No.
just over the last week or two, which I still think you guys, what are we doing? Like you have short-term memory in the way that Vince McMahon wanted you to have, because has he had some really good title defense matches? Yes, but as I said, last week or 2 weeks ago, stop acting like this has been a good title reign when you've been complaining about it until 2 weeks ago. Until he basically came out and just started beating up Gunther, everybody hated his title reign. So I don't know how him just deciding he was sick of listening to what Gunther had to say and started beating him up, that all of a sudden drastically changed their viewpoint on his title, but whatever. So
Doesn't
I
that
have
just
that
mean that?
issue. But my
Okay.
other issue that I keep talking about, even online, and people are questioning me, is I don't know who should win the match or who will win the match. The
Damn
the question that I have that people cannot provide an answer for yet is, how do you legitimately have Gunther lose? No one can answer that. All of the people that are saying Damian Priest should retain, he needs to retain this and that and that.
Can't have
When
Damian
I
Priest.
say how does Gunther credibly lose? They don't have an answer. They just say that it can happen. How? Tell me how
You
it can
can't.
happen.
You
This
can't have Damian Priest pin Gunther clean.
Nope.
On
Absolutely not.
top of that, you can't have Damian Priest win another title defense with interference. That's why I am saying the title reign did its job. Now
Yes.
let's pass the torch and move on to the other story that Damian Priest has to deal with, and that is the avalanche that is the fall of Judgment Day.
Well, and that's why I say, like, I don't know how it's going to happen. We've seen people say that maybe Finn will get involved and try, maybe he costs Damian the title, which would go along with Dom helping Liv, at whatever point at SummerSlam.
That's I
So
mean,
I think that when it comes to the storyline for Damian, it doesn't involve the title anymore. His storyline is going to be within the Judgment Day and dealing with whatever is going on within the Judgment Day. It's kind of the same thing with, like, the bloodline and stuff on SmackDown. It doesn't involve the title. It involves who's the tribal chief. So Solo doesn't necessarily need the title unless Roman's going to be returning, I guess, on at SummerSlam. But I think that having the Judgment Day like fall apart, that makes it an easy transition for Damian to lose the title, and then already has like a storyline going. Like there's already something else for him to be invested in, involved in, whatever. Whereas this feud with Gunther only started because he won King of the Ring, and now it's SummerSlam, and that's when his title match was scheduled. This is not a feud beyond the last 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Like none of that. It's not deep. It's just like, okay, Gunther won King of the Ring. This is the direction he's going in, and it's like, so if Gunther doesn't win at SummerSlam, which I still don't understand how you do that, he has to win at Bash in Berlin. So count your days, Priest, because you ain't going to retain it at Bash in Berlin. That's for sure. I still just don't know how we get there, though. They're going to have to show me how they could have him legitimately lose, because I don't think that many people, if you actually look at what Gunther has accomplished in his career, there's not a whole lot that they could do. Like, Gunther's barely been pinned. So in his entire career, and it's not just like I know. And it's like the way they built it up for Mania and how much Sammy had to do and had to go through in order to get the 1, 2, 3 to win the Intercontinental title. I'm supposed to believe that Damian Priest is going to be able to do more than what Sami Zayn did.
Yeah.
I don't know.